Our review of the Xbox One X was as comprehensive as we could get at the time. Microsoft set our embargo roughly 1 week after our systems arrived, along with an assurance the system's enhanced catalog of major games, designed to tap into the X's beefy, $500 spec, would be ready ahead of the embargo. That wasn't quite the case. We tested roughly a dozen enhanced games and whether older games benefited from X power ahead of our deadline, which was enough to declare a few things: what the system is capable of, its general value, and the issue of relying on patches that only a fraction of Xbox owners will tap into. As we said, publishers barely touched Kinect, an add-on that used to ship with every Xbox One. It's a bit apples and oranges, but we still have to ask, will developers devote more effort for something with less adoption? More patches have rolled out in the days between when our embargo lifted and the system's public launch, and, after testing them, we wanted to give you a fuller sense of what to expect from Xbox One X. In short, after adding impressions of another dozen high-profile games on Xbox One X, our system review is unchanged. Some games get incredible, obviously apparent boosts on 4K sets. Others don't. And while the console is great, and sometimes stronger than PS4 Pro, your purchase decision should probably hinge more on the games you already own, the games you'd like to own, and whether you own a 4K TV. With that in mind, let's focus on our newest software tests. Boom. In our original console review, we noted that FIFA 18 received a disappointing enhanced patch because it runs identically to its PlayStation 4 Pro sibling. Microsoft must hate to see one of the world's biggest franchises essentially saying, "We're not going to invest beyond PS4 Pro levels of performance." American gamers who love the NFL, on the other hand, get one hell of a boost in Madden NFL 18. This game's jump from almost 4K on PlayStation 4 Pro to full 4K on Xbox One X makes a real difference, and, as we've said before, that goes double if your TV supports HDR. As it turns out, Madden NFL 18's engine, a version of DICE's Frostbite, was built with a lot of particle, sweat, and grass details that scale up and down depending on hardware, a fact that we didn't even know until the Xbox One X edition launched. The series, after all, still isn't on PC. In addition to a resolution boost, Madden NFL 18 on Xbox One X turns up all of its details that little bit more. Distant light displays, grass details, and sweat and helmet reflections all look better and sharper during normal, active gameplay, which runs at 60 FPS on both systems. In addition, every pixel counts when you're kissing those bright details with HDR color and luminance data. I normally skip the series replays and camera on the field bits between plays, but the One X's increased details and more stable 30 FPS lock during zoomed-in bits even make this stuff more worthwhile. No Xbox One X review is complete, I would argue, without taking a hard look at how EA Tiburon squeezed more out of Madden NFL 18. What looks fine on PlayStation 4 Pro winds up almost looking better than a TV broadcast on Xbox One X, if only because the NFL still doesn't offer 4K broadcasts of its games. The uncanny valley hasn't been solved by any stretch, mind you. EA Sports still can't make most of the NFL's coaches not look like creepy skeleton men, but I will confess, the Seahawks' Pete Carroll looks a little less zombie-like on Xbox One X. Adventure Time: Rise of the Tomb Raider's Xbox One X version has been shown off at some expos in the past few months, and its demos have rivaled the game's max 4K spec on PC. We don't have every version of that game handy to test and directly compare, but we're comfortable in confirming that its Xbox One X version indeed looks incredible. That shouldn't shock anyone familiar with Nixxes, the fan-favorite development house that has helped companies like Square Enix port their games to PC. They've worked on ROTR ports for over a year at this point, and, as a result, you really can't go wrong with the game on any platform. But whether you're looking for a locked 60 FPS refresh and 1080p resolution, or a combination of improved effects and full-fat 4K resolution at a locked 30 FPS, the Xbox One X version delivers. Nixxes kindly includes both options for players to choose from. I'd love to find a $500 PC that nails the same 4K/30 spec that we're getting here. It's really quite the optimized port. Assassin's Creed Origins received a cursory mention in the original review, and more time with the game has confirmed its general ability to stick a 4K/30 landing, with some laggy frame rate exceptions. Sadly, this latest Assassin's Creed game has struggled with a solid refresh rate on every platform since its October launch. Even PC players can't quite get this up to 60 FPS, though whether that has to do with de novo copy protection or not is still contested.